Hi! Oh my gosh. Welcome back to another quick mini read, okay? I'm just trying to put some things up. So I don't know what we're going to talk about in this message. Wait, how long has it been? Well, it wasn't yesterday. It's been a few days. I don't know what we're going to talk about in this message. I just know I felt led to come talk to you guys. I got a couple minutes before I head to bed. And I want to use some of my new decks I got. So specifically, we're going to do the Healing Waters Oracle deck. All right. Which let's see what comes out. I'm just going to keep it fairly open. Okay. I don't know if I'm going to read from the book or not. All right. All right. I'm just shuffling. Hope everyone's having a good day. All right. Oh, so it is less cards. Okay. 44 cards versus 53. Ooh. All right. Let's see what just dropped. I got 3 cards, so let's get one more. And then we're going to read these, and it's going to do a message based off of these cards, okay? All right. Here we go. Follow the stream. Dedication, trust, future rivers, and oceans. All right. And it's funny because I wanted to start this reading off talking about having faith and not steering away from your path, because it's very important to, trust in where you're going, because it's easy to revert back to old ways. Just like I like to give thanks to eat all the above. So at this moment, let's just give thanks to eat all of the above. You can feel A to D of whatever you want, whether that's Yeshua, God, Jesus, Buddha, or E, all of the above, you can feel A through D with whatever you want. And that's the joy of this life. You literally can fill it with whatever you want. But as long as you fill it with something, you're giving it dedication. You're showing the universe, your higher power, your higher self, that you're placing trust in something outside of you. Not just outside of you, but something that's working inside of you as well. Future streams and oceans. Okay, so when you're following the stream, you don't know exactly where the stream is going, but you see that it's headed in a direction. And a lot of times when you're following the stream, you don't know where it's going, but you have trust that it's leading you in a specific direction. Whether it's the direction you're going to go, or whether it's leading you to an ocean, whether it's leading you to food, whether it's leading you to more people, a future. A stream literally does lead you to the future, because it takes time to work the stream. It takes time to walk the stream. So if you're walking through the stream, it's leading it to the future. Like literally. Okay. What is that? Time and distance. What is that the equation of? T times distance. I don't know. I have to look it up. But yeah, so from following the stream, We have planetary wave, soul mission, trust the inner call, soul team. All right, so right away, the first thing that's catching my mind is trust the inner call. So both of these cards I'm pulling so far deals with trust. Okay, so when you're following the stream or you're having trust to follow the stream, you're trusting the inner call. You're following your intuition, where you're guided, which plays a huge factor in today's message because, if you're feeling guided to follow the stream or follow, a specific current, a river or bank, so banks could be significant to someone. You're following the inner guidance because the inner guidance is telling you to follow the stream. It's leading you somewhere. It's not saying walk to the right. Your guidance could tell you to walk to the right. It could tell you to walk to the left. It's not saying go into the forest, follow the ocean. It's follow the stream. A stream is usually a smaller trickle of water that leads to a larger body of water. So it's a smaller body of water that leads to a larger, like a river, which ultimately leads to a larger, like a lake or ocean. So it's getting bigger. And you're following it. It's your soul mission to follow. Trust your inner call to follow where it's guiding you. And sometimes the whisper can be something small. That inner call can be small. But then it starts picking up. Oh, okay. So like the sound, when you hear water, when it's a small stream, it's small. It's hard to hear at first. But then as you follow it and then it becomes larger, it starts turning to a river, it becomes louder. And then eventually it leads to an ocean, which is louder, the waves, the rapids of the river. So sometimes at first that inner call is small, but then the more trust you give it, I hear it playing for confirmation. Playing. And then we have planetary, which playing. All right. So next card. Mother of the Salt Waters. Passion, wild love. Open your heart. Let love in. Okay, so this is kind of interesting. Mother of the Salt Waters. So if you look here, this came first and then this one. And you see how she kind of looks like an older version of her. And this is planetary wave, and then these are waves on the side. So when you follow your higher self, the version of you that already knows, or whoever you pray to, all of the above. All of the above, an aspect of that is to know where you're heading. So if you're following where you're heading, you're following the older version of yourself, or the thing that knows. And this is probably her. I never noticed this, but it's this little person right here. And then this is guiding. And it's probably her. Real talk. And you see how this is surrounded by water? And it's almost like if you zoom in here, then you get her. Zoom out. It's like if you click this and zoom in, this is her. And then when you zoom out, you see her. Okay. So, this is you following this stream, following the guidance of your higher self. Interesting. And this does look like this, though. That's the funny part. Okay. Open your heart. Let love in. Let love be your guide. That inner wisdom, that inner trust that you're guiding is your higher self. When you stop resisting and follow where you're guided, then you're going to know that you're going to trust where you're going. You may not know where you're going, but you're going to trust where you're going because there's something guiding you that you have trust in. And when you let love in, you're able to go to new adventures and see what fruits you get from that. Because again, following the stream, you don't know entirely where you're going, where it's leading you to, but you know you're getting led somewhere. Last card, whoa, Sweet Waters, sensuality, romance, enjoyment, fertility, and balance. Look, and fertility. And that's why I said whoa, because I didn't know that's where we were being led to. Someone might be pregnant or becoming pregnant, and it doesn't necessarily mean pregnant. Like, you can be a male or female watching this, and obviously if you're a male watching this, then you're not going to be pregnant. But you could be birthing a new idea. You're out for confirmation. It could be leading you to romance, enjoyment, balance. You know, this is literally feminine energy, you know. So by you following or trusting your inner guidance is your masculine energy, especially when you're on a blue twin flame journey. It's about balance. Again, we're on balance. The blue twin flame journey is about balancing your masculine and feminine energy. So trusting your inner guidance is a part of your masculine energy. And that's going to lead you in your physical world. This physical world is your feminine energy. What you conceive is your masculine energy. What you perceive is your feminine energy. And by trusting your masculine energy, trusting where you're led, your inner guidance, you're going to flow in your feminine energy, which is your three-dimensional world. And then it's going to lead you to new places, new romances, new enjoyments, because you're balancing both your masculine and feminine energies. You're trusting where you're led, because it's not going to lead you astray, especially when you're on this journey. Okay? So, with that being said, let's pull one card from the Starseed Oracle deck, also by Kate or Rebecca Campbell. All right, so to conclude this reading, let me get one card that best sums up we got Earth Pulsing, Pulse of the Mother, Slow Down, Time in Nature. I don't know if I've ever seen this card before, but there's that stream falling down into a waterfall. Okay. There's a lady down here. Okay. Pulse of the Mother. So when your masculine and feminine energy are working in unison, and you're following your masculine energy that's leading you to navigate through this three-dimensional world, it allows you to trust more easily. Okay. And we're going to get one symbol to meditate on. I'm not going to read. Am I going to read it? Just do 3 shuffles. Got it. Past life. All right. So we got past life number 14. And who's asking about the past life? Are you the past life? And then your higher self is notifying. Okay. You are being drawn to sacred places, ancient knowledge, past lives, ancient wisdom, and holy gifts. The connection to your current relationship or situation has deep roots, and is perhaps much more than you may have anticipated. Dive into ancient wisdom for your answers at this time. Drawing this card can indicate past life connection, karmic contracts, vows, commitments, and even feelings of atonement. Draw another card if additional clarity or direction is in how to proceed is required. You can meditate on the pyramid to access ancient magic, create sacred space, welcome informative galactic downloads from the universe, and encourage ascension for your body, mind, and spirit. All right. So that was a pyramid. Let's do one more. Oh, that's funny. We got another the triangle. Okay. So we're going from the 3-dimensional to the 2-dimensional. Interesting. And that is 27. So let's see what 27 says. Light, creativity, drive, purity, passion, new opportunities. The element of fire can free you from boredom, clear karma, and give you energy required to take action. Be warned, though. Too much fire can also burn. To be mindful of utilizing the energy wisely by channeling it creatively. Meditate on this symbol with the assistance of a candle to inspire creativity, motivation, and passion. All right, now what I'm feeling led to say, so your higher self operates in a different dimension. If you know how dimensions go, when you're in a 2-dimensional, you only can see flat, or you're just inside and don't see the other. Like if you're inside this triangle laying down, let's just say we're inside, you will see, you won't be able to see on the side of you because you're inside the triangle. But from overhead, you can see that it's a triangle, right? Because that's how dimensions work. The 2-dimensional plane, you just see left, right, you know. But when you add dimension to it, now we can see around it. Okay. Now, us in this, your feminine energy sees things from this 3-dimensional. Okay. But just like how you have 2 different perspectives from the 2D, if you were inside this triangle, it would look like just you're blocked in 3 sides, you know? from the outside, from looking at this triangle, you can see that it's just three sides. But looking at a pyramid, you can see it's a three-dimensional area. So we can only see so much depending on which dimension that we're in. But that's where our trust and our guides come in, because they're seeing things from a different dimension where they're able to see more. Just like we can only see, if you're in this dimension, 2 dimensions, you can only see so much. And now we're in 3 dimensions. But we can only see so much because we operate in the 3-dimensional world. Our feminine energy. So our higher selves are operating from an even higher dimension. Just like being the sun, you can see more of the pyramid in more dimensions. And that's what we have to learn to trust. The fact that we're seeing from other dimensions. The fact that these 2 cards were pulled. This card pulled first. It said, pick another card for clarity. And I picked another card, and this is the clarity that it's given me. Telling me about these 2 different dimensions, these 2 triangles, but one's 2-dimensional, one's 3-dimensional. But the fact that this one in the reading said pick another card, and this is the next card, and we're talking about trusting here. Now we're getting somewhere. I was ready to hang it up, flat screen. But the fact that this message has been about trusting your inner guidance. Your inner guidance that you're trusting sees more than what you just see here in the physical world. Your inner guidance, your higher self, is operating from a different dimension. So it's able to pull or see things differently. It's able to move things differently. It's able to see things from a different aspect, a different perspective than what we see, because all we see is from a 3-dimensional standpoint. But just like it's different from being in a 2-dimensional standpoint, being in 3-dimensional, we have to trust that our guides, our higher self, all of the above, no matter what you put A through D with, there's some aspects of you or energies that you're working with that sees things from an even greater scale. So somewhere out there, there's like another triangle in the 4th dimension. What does a 4th dimensional triangle look like? Would it be I don't know. We can look it up. I'm gonna look it up afterwards. But yeah, so like when you see things from a 4th dimension or the 5th dimension or just a higher dimension, things are being seen differently. It's a different perspective. All right. So that's what I feel was led to share. All day long we breathe unconsciously for ourselves. So let's just take a moment to breathe for someone else, like our higher self, like our guides, our past selves. All of the above. So we're going to inhale and then exhale. All right. This has been a great message. It's been a surprise. I wasn't expecting this one, but I'm so glad that you're here and watching with me. And now it's time for the salon, but I'll sing just one more song. Thanks for doing your part. You show are smart. You know, with me and you and my boy Blue, you can do anything that you want to do. I love you. I love me. I love us. I love we. And I will talk to you guys in another video. Bye.